So just got a call from René Garive. I don't know how to say it, but basically he's one of the first, I would say, user that probably saw Play with Ghosts. I'm still not sure. I missed his call, so I'm gonna call him back. And when I say first user, like first user that I don't know, like personally, it's not a friend or a friend of a friend or anything. So it's just someone, I don't know where he lives actually. And I know he wants to build or start his podcast and probably run Ghost to host his podcast. So let's see what he has to say here. Hey!
Hey man.
How are you?
Oh, good. It's still Bradley. Are you from Canada?
Yeah, I'm Canada.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
So where are you?
Yeah, I'm currently in Belgrade in Serbia.
Serbia.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, basically I'm searching for themes from Ghost and
Yep.
followed up on your website and I saw that you're also offering hosting or something like that. So
Correct.
So keen on that.
So sorry, I guess I missed something. So yes, I'm offering hosting and
Yeah, I was just browsing for a theme. I was not sure like what kind of plans do you have because I think as far as I read from your blog, you plan to like also introduce more themes or something like that.
correct. So okay, first, which site are you talking about? Is it Play with Ghosts
Yes, it was that. Yeah.
or
Is
it's Play with Ghosts? Eh?
there a second one?
Actually, yes and no. The other one is my real startup, and Play with Ghosts is one initiative of this startup. So the startup by itself doesn't has a real website yet. So I put all my energy into Play with Ghosts, and when I'm gonna build like mini teams and mini personas. So right now you probably saw just the barbershop. I'm gonna build many more of them, and then I'm gonna really like work on the website for Firepress and explain all the hosting options and all the custom kind of things we want to do. But I guess your question is, the plan is that, I think you saw that by the trial I sent you. It's gonna start at 175 US dollar per year. And right now for the beta tester, like maybe like you, I want to cut the price on half, so 50% off for people who wants to just jump in, even if the real website is not up, even if the documentation is not perfect. But I think it's a very fair deal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I wanted to know, is this the play for the barbershop? Is this the only one you're currently offering?
So right now this is the only one which is public, and one of my job is to build other personas, I would like to say. So something like for restaurants, something for photographers, something like for the pure blogger. Now you mentioned podcasts, right? So I did podcasts in my, I would say, previous life 2 years ago. So I might like create like a podcast kind of web blog, and so yeah, I'm gonna build a lot of them. So there's two things, huh? There's the personas and there's the teams, right? So teams I have about, and you have access to them if you log in into the trial. You have about 8 or 10 teams right now you can try.
What is a team exactly?
A team, it's really like how your website is gonna look like. So you don't touch the content.
I just understood it. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Correct.
Yeah, and then wait a second. Okay. I'm just kind of a little bit confused with the distinction because what exactly is a template? What exactly is a theme?
For me, it's the same. A template and a theme is the same. When we talk about front designing website, some people use theme, some people use template, but really we're talking about the same thing.
But since you're saying that some people are using, you mean as a word? Some people use template, some people say theme. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's the same definition.
Well, what kind of the other different themes which I already saw in the
Correct. Right now, of course, I can only offer themes that are open sourced, of course. I cannot, let's say, buy a theme and just publicly publish it to everyone. So, but eventually what I'm going to do on Play with Ghosts, I'm going to put like premium themes, but they will not be publicly available, right? You just will be, you will be able to see them, but not to play with them.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Everything actually sounds good to me, so maybe we can find out something because I'm really new to Ghosts, so
Okay.
I'm just really right. How about this? Can you maybe offer me like a 30-day trial for how do you say, not like 1/12 of the price, but let's say one quarter of the price, and then let's say if I'm 30 days I'm satisfied, just gonna pay out the difference.
Okay, so basically you're saying that 10 days is not enough, so you would like to have 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just do this. I'm gonna give you 30 days, no need to pay. Just try it, and you'll see that I'm gonna build the documentation, the learn section. If you go right now in the learn section, you're gonna have many GIF. I don't know if you saw them. So I would say this is the first thing you have to do. Look at those GIF, play with it, and don't be scared. If you basically screw your team or your website and you say, oh, can you please restore this? Just ask me, I'm gonna restore your website, no problem. And right now you can actually export your database. You can import yourself. So play with that if you want. So actually you can export, you can delete everything. There's a function for that. And then you can re-import and you'll see it's safe. So basically if you ask for 30 days, like I'm saying, you see that I'm not in array or I don't want to upsell something here. So yeah, I'm gonna give you like a 30-day and it's cool.
Yeah, I think for me, sooner or later I'm gonna need like some, I would say customized theme, but like
Yep.
block theme, not blockish theme with some modifications. Let me just, one second, just go into design because of course probably I'm also able to buy, let's say, a theme for this theme and upload it.
Correct.
And am I also, is it also possible to, let's say, make a copy of your theme, duplicate of your theme, and then do some modifications by myself on it?
It is. So basically, all the themes you have right now in your account, they are open sourced. So basically write me back and say, hey, can you send me the link of this template? I'm gonna send you back, of course. And changing things by yourself, it just depends on you being able to do this, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's possible, absolutely. So my first advice, what I can tell you, I was on WordPress like 3 years ago. I switched to Ghost, it was the version 0.4. Then I switched every versions. So I would say, my advice to you would be just start your podcast or your blog, like focus yourself on the message, and then when you know you're there, focus on the front end. Yeah, because it's easy to say, hey, I wanted something really fancy. You put a lot of time there, but the content is not there. So don't do my mistake. Really like say, do I like the tools, Ghost or whatever the tool you want to use? And then when you're gonna know you're ready, maybe it's time to hire someone to play with your team and go custom on that.
Okay.
Yep.
How do I change the TLD, the top level command site?
So I can do this for you, or if you have a domain, let me know and I have a process about that.
Okay, so I'm just going to send you the domain and you're just going to send me the IP to point it to with the name servers?
Correct. You're gonna basically how do I say this? It's not transfer, I think we say point. You're gonna point the name servers to Cloudflare, and from there I'm gonna manage this.
Okay, perfect. Okay, just send me the settings I need to do with my domain. I'll send you the domain over really quick, and I think so far I'm set. If everything comes up, I can just show you, send you an email, or if you have any ticket system or something, just let me know how to ask you things.
Okay. But for the custom domain, I cannot do this for the trial.
Okay.
just to make sure. So during the trial, you have Starlight, something like that TK. So use that, and if you want to move your own domain, of course, I'm gonna do some manual stuff when you're gonna go for it, for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that, yeah. Fair enough. Okay, man. If anything comes up,
Yeah.
just let you know. I'm gonna play around with it, and then we can go from there.
Sure.
Okay, man.
All right. By the way, what's your podcast will be about?
Cryptocurrencies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So since when are you into this?
Completely new.
Completely new? Okay.
Weeks ago.
I had.
mean,
Yeah, I was saying that I had bitcoins and I bought them at $390.
Yeah, I know everybody regrets it. Yeah. No, just yeah. I read into the stuff, and the more I read about it, the more I think, holy shit, it's gonna change everything.
Yeah, it does. It is.
Amazing. And with one project, with one ICO, if you know what it is, I made how do you say, like insane profit overnight. Like how do you say, I invested $500
Yep.
like big from it, but then I fell for a really idiotic scam and lost all the profit, at least my initial. So, but I just said to me, I believe so much in the technology, so I just really want to start this podcast and help other people get into it and don't make the same mistakes.
Yes.
And do what it's all about.
All right.
All right, man. I'm gonna get started, play around with it, and if anything comes up, I'll just let you know.
So very cool.
All right.
Thank you, Lenny.
Thanks, man.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. So, so cool call. So basically, I'm gonna try just to resume for myself. His question was, come on, Pascal. From the start. He said, I'm brand new to Ghost. Then he said he had questions about the teams. So do I have access to teams? Are they open source? Then he said, can I customize my teams? I said yes, if you know what to do. About the custom domain, so he was ready to move on, and I say, time out. Just do your trial with the domain you have. Didn't talk about the home page. What are the questions? I think it was about that. So cool call, and I just hope it's gonna move on for real. I think it's a very fair deal. Really, like at $87 for freaking hosting on Ghost with the platform I'm offering, with the backup, with the supports, with everything. I think this is a big deal. So anyway, let's see that. Oh, just for it's August 22nd. See ya.